Right. 23 May 2025. And today is a Friday, one of the days when I take my break. So today I want to take you through what has happened. I didn't manage to update you in the afternoon. And then I'm going to take you through what is going to happen next week. We are going to close our week, a very strong close to this week. And I want to start with what has happened today. Today we had an address by Mnangagwa. We also had an address by Tagwirei in Masvingo. So Tagwirei addressed in the morning, first thing in the morning, and then we had Mnangagwa later on in the afternoon. So Mnangagwa's address was destroyed by poor sound. So there is poor sound at the ZBC, and it's affecting all their technology. I don't know what's happening over there. So I hope that they address it. So maybe Wikno should be buying equipment for ZBC, because over the past 3 days, 3 conferences, they have not been audible because of sound. So I can't hear what Mnangagwa is saying. I can't hear what the Europeans were saying. However, when we went to Masvingo today, during the presentation by Tagwirei, the sound was good. He was able to articulate himself. And I want to show you what Tagwirei said, a portion that has been shared today.
Because kana tisina wealth hatikwanisi kuwa tinobhekwa nevamwe. President vada kuti pachiko vada kuti paani the way the world is vakare rinobirira kuti power. So kana tine wealth, tine power, tine army. Mese munozvisa.
Tagwirei, he is showing his true colors. When you've got wealth, you've got the army. When you've got wealth, you've got power. The president wants to give us power. He wants to give us wealth so that we can have the army. So that is what Tagwirei said today. Success series. Tagwirei is becoming a prominent figure in what is going on. Currently, as we speak, Tagwirei is on a blitz or a propaganda, a blitz that is taking place around the country. So Tagwirei is pushing, and before the end of this month, you're going to see Tagwirei becoming more and more prominent. But what they are failing to control is the Zimbabwe National Army. What has happened last week is that the Zimbabwe National Army has withdrawn from politics, and this is hurting Tagwirei. You can clearly see that there are no soldiers around Tagwirei. The motorcade that had been given to Tagwirei has been withdrawn. So I want to show you who was working as security for Tagwirei. So Tagwirei had been given blue lights, he had been given security, but now he's walking around with private security. So Tagwirei is going opposite, directly opposite Chiwenga. He wants to take over that position, and he wants to position himself as someone that has got control. Because currently the problem we have is that Mnangagwa has lost control. So what Tagwirei is trying to do is to take control of the situation and become the second in command. So that is Tagwirei over there. You can see that they've removed all the military guys who were around Tagwirei, but Tagwirei has hired his own private security. You can see Chadzamira over there, and you can see all the other guys, but they have removed the military. However, what he's saying is that he wants to take control of the army. He wants to take control of power, and to do so, there is need for wealth, and wealth is going to come through land. And what they're doing is they're buying up all the land. So all the land that was given for free is now going to be taken back and sold to the war veterans for $2,000. That is Tagwirei's plan, and he's totally in charge. This man is not elected. He's got no position in government, and this has angered a whole bunch of people. So watch carefully what is going to happen around Tagwirei. They've also cancelled a meeting that was meant for tomorrow. So, in fact, the day after tomorrow, there was supposed to be a meeting in Kwekwe. They've cancelled it tonight. So it has been cancelled. Tagwirei is no longer going to be addressing that meeting. So a lot is happening around Tagwirei because we're entering the last stretch. So this month is the last stretch and a lot is going to happen. I've also said to you that the arrest of Nyoka Mabunu in South Africa was led by Tagwirei. The people that hired a second set of lawyers are linked to Tagwirei. And I have been trying since Friday to get together with these guys to negotiate. And unfortunately, this has not been possible. As I said, on Tuesday, I'll update you guys on what has happened with the second set of lawyers. But we are trading very, very carefully. And I'm also negotiating with a lot of people. So we're keeping an open mind in terms of Nyoka Mabunu's safety. We don't want to cause fights with people that we don't know who they are. Now, I'm going to close with the Nyoka, and I want to take you through the lawyer's fees, what has happened, and what we're doing. So as you are aware, there is no funding for Nyoka's fees. And I've been raising the fees on my side. Sarawaka and Mudzingwa and the guys in the group have raised other amounts. But what I'm talking about here is a separate fund that we're raising. So last week I showed you that we've paid 11,000 rands and our fees was 23,000 rands. Obviously, after the appearance last week, there are more owing fees. And Mama Chungura have said he's not interested in the money, but I know that he has to cover his costs. So when he's driving to court and when he's all the stuff that he needs to do, photocopying and so forth, and his assistants, they need to be covered. So they are charging us very little money. And so far the charge was about 23, the invoice. We've paid 11,000 something. And some of you have sent us money last week. So the total amount that has been sent to us, which is cleared, is 1,000 from yesterday. The amount that is not cleared is 2,300 from yesterday evening, so last night. And that money should be cleared by Tuesday. So totally now, we've got about 3,300 that is available for disbursements. That is for fuel and so forth. And that means by next week, when we go to court, I will try to top up and we can pay another 5,000, which leaves us with very little money to pay. So we're trying to chase that invoice as quickly as possible. Most of you have asked me, Kuti, why is it that no one of the top guys who were supported by Nyoka is contributing to the fees? As I said, this is the part that I'm doing. I don't know what else is happening on the other side. I'm reporting what is happening on my side. I've also obviously had to cover my own fees when I'm in Johannesburg. It cost me an average of about 5,000 a day to be in Johannesburg. So that is my flights, my hotels, and so forth. And those I am covering currently at the moment. There's a guy who was helping us. He has paid up to 35,000, but we can't keep asking the guy to ask to help us. So some of this I have to cover it myself, and I'll eventually provide a full statement of what we've spent. And I've heard people complaining. Some people are complaining that Gambako is spending too much money on travel and on hotels. But I won't stop, because if I'm not there, this whole thing will die. So if I'm not there, you can forget about knowing what's going on with Nyoka. You can also forget about the interventions that I can take as I've got a mandate from Nyoka to raise funds. And this is through the lawyers. So I think I've covered everything that we need to cover. If you want to support Nyoka through me and you want transparency, go over here, WhatsApp me, and I'll tell you how to send money. And every week, we're going to update the invoice, what we've received, what we've paid, and what is needed for the lawyers. Eventually, I hope that we'll be able to pay by next week, Friday. If Nyoka loses in court, then we're going to go to the High Court. That will require us to go on a bigger fundraising, because we need at least 600,000. If Nyoka wins in court, he's going to come out and I'll hand back control on his own fundraising to Nyoka, because he'll be out. So I hope that he gets out and then he can take control. But if he loses and he stays in jail, I'll continue to take control of the fees of Nyoka and we'll make sure that he's covered. I would like to thank all of you for all the support that you're giving us. Please go to our shop, shop.gambakwe.com, and support us over there. You can buy our products and collect in Harare. And that is amazing. Got so many things over here. And also support our sponsor. That is how I'm able to do most of the things that I'm doing here. As you know, Gambakwe is not funded. So go to our sponsor over here and buy Mve. You also be able to get a bunch of other things that you can get. We've got gifts. For example, pro wipes and so forth. You can see all this stuff in our shop. Right, I think I've covered everything. Let me look at the comments. Actually, I'm disappointed in Gambakwe. He feels like he's to lie to keep you all happy. And truth is, ED is doing well. ED Wukupi. ED Arkuravanu, Nenzara. ED Chigananda. And then, Gambakwe, you're smart. Thank you very much. I'm smart because of you guys. Look at my shirt. It's amazing. And then let's see. Block 1-on-1. No, I won't block him. He's one of my favorite brothers here. I love him. Big up Twitcher. Yes, thank you very much, everybody. It's a Friday, and President Cyril Ramaphosa has just left the United States. So we're going to see what happens when he arrives. What an embarrassing trip that has taken place. People are so disappointed in this trip. And tomorrow I'll be covering it. As I said, Tagwirei, the man to watch in Zimbabwe, he is going to become a big player. And the next step is to remove Chiwenga and replace him with Tagwirei. That is Mnangagwa's plan. And Mnangagwa is very angry. I've received countless calls that Mnangagwa is very angry about this picture. This picture has angered Mnangagwa. He doesn't want to see it. When he sees it, he feels like crying. That is Mnangagwa. When Mnangagwa sees that picture, he feels like crying. It's sad. And Chiwenga doing very, very well in the security structures. Unfortunately, things are very, very bad in Zimbabwe. It's not going well in Zimbabwe. And politically and in the security structures, there is a lot that is happening behind the scenes. Right, I would like to thank all of you for watching. As you know, it's a Friday. We have to rest. And then tomorrow, I'll be here 5 a.m. as I give you an update. 600,000 rands. Yes, Mkoma Willard. Let me explain what is going to happen. There is an invoice for the High Court. An advocate in South Africa costs 100,000 minimum. So based on a lose situation, if Nyoka was to lose in court, our invoice is going to balloon to 600,000. So it's terrible. Going to court is very, very expensive. And sometimes it's better not to go to court. And what I've done is I've started certain negotiations with certain people, which might avoid us going to court. And those that know, they know what I'm talking about. We have started to negotiate with other people to say, what is happening here won't lead to a win. It is a lose-lose. So I myself believe in negotiating. And I believe that Nyoka, even if you take him to jail, it won't help. So I'm open to discussions with many, many people. And we are doing that behind the scenes. On top of what is happening in court, I'm going behind the scenes and we're talking to people. So tomorrow there's another discussion taking place. I'll let you guys know tomorrow. So someone is saying 600,000. 600,000 is 35,000 rands. It's not a lot of money. It's peanuts in terms of law. Right. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I really enjoyed this week. Let's see what happens as we go into the next week. And I would like to appreciate everything that you're doing for us. And a good night to all.
Geza nekusada chiti anoridza luka asi matira mabhazi zvinhu zvaitika. Makaone here zvakaitike Bulawayo, mayuti akakumbuka hanzi koma ndiyo hanzi anopikisa wese tomubate kwiyo. Yaiva herere vachiridza muchiro, tiri kutaura neanhu pfungepo izvi zvakawanda. Vamwe vanoti gezada kumisa zvigananda, zviri kumedza gou ifanika anakonda. Taona pazoudana natironi komanda, nenyaya dziri kupisa pasocial media. Uchida zvakawanda pinda kamba kwemidiya, vanovhura dzese dzakaipa dzakadziya. Waise aya matso vaingoti takajamuka 2030 takabuka, vachiratidza utsinye kunge amai azuka. Geza nekusaida chiti anoridza luka, asi matira mabhaisi zvinhu zvaiti. Vaingoti takajamuka 2030 takabuka, vachiratidza utsinye kunge amai azuka. Geza nekusaida chiti anoridza luka, asi matira mabhaisi zvinhu zvaitika. Kaune here zvakaitike Bulawayo, mayuti akakumbuka hanzi koma ndiyo hanzi anopikisa wese tomubate kwiyo. Yaiva herere vachiridza muchiro, tiri kutaura neanhu pfungepo izvi zvakawanda. Vamwe vanoti gezada kumisa zvigananda, zviri kumedza